Wrong what?
Chief Nanya. It's been a while.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure, and I do my best to not be arrogant. I'm pretty sure I was brighter than most of the people, both in the ISP that I was in and the darn UCC training. I'm just now wrapping my brain around the statutory declaration. I haven't even really peeked at the claim yet, but comprehending the declaration actually helps to comprehend the statutory claim. And I know I graduated the ISP and I didn't get it. Like, and I'm not saying I have it and totem, but I'm just like, wow, I was supposed to know this when I graduated the ISP. So, and I always come back because, a lot of bullshit going on, and I keep my mouth, I laugh at shit that I find is amusing to me, but I'm not saying things to people because I don't want to rub nobody the wrong way. But I'm always like, hey, man, I can't, I don't know what the deal is, man, but that man, he helped me over the pond. He helped me climb this ladder. I said, so what I look like turning around and peeing on the thing that helped me get across the water, or peeing on chopping off the rungs of the ladder that helped me. I'm like, y'all niggas is crazy, but y'all do you. I said, Nanya gave us some things that, man, like, and you used to say that, like, do you guys know what you have? I'm telling you, I don't quite know what I have, but I grasped it a lot better than all of the people I was in that ISP today. And I thank you.
So what's the reason for this? Because on Facebook you're saying you pity me when I was telling you to unfriend certain people like Link and Anaconda. And then you said, oh, Chief, you pity me. I put you out there too. I said unfriend you. And so now now are you saying thank you?
Nah, check. I'm off social media. But check your history. I've always spoke well of you.
Yeah.
Well, not spoke, wrote, written. And if I say I pity you, I feel bad for you. Because I know some people try to... I knew specifically one person, and I'm not going to name them. They're out, but they did this process or started the process back in 2012. And sent me... I didn't really read it. They were telling me about Nanya back then. I'm like, I didn't know what a Moor was. And I'm talking about, quote unquote, in the sense of like a Taj Tariq Bey, Chief Nanya, a Moor, someone who addressed. I didn't know what that was. And
yeah, but I don't understand why you're not saying their name, because this is not how I operate.
Come again?
I said, why are you not saying who the person is? Like, to me, that just gets into the realm of like, well, somebody said something about you. I'm like, there's 1,000 people that say...
That's fine, because I always defend you. And I don't stay around people. I don't engage in conversations where people are saying negative things against you. I always say the best things about you.
Well, I'd like to know who's saying negative stuff about me so I can tell other people
Chief Nanya, there's thousands of people saying negative things about you, man. Good Lord. You see it. You call people.
I don't see thousands of it. I only see I see Hassan. I see Link. I see Anaconda. I see Tahuti. I see Tanet. I see, what's the other guy's name? No, hold on. You called me 2 days in a row, left a message. The first time you didn't leave a message. Second time you did.
That's fine.
And I said, let me call him back, and I want to call you back. And I said, I guess he wanted to tell me whatever he had to say in person, but I wasn't available. I was busy, so I said, let me call him back. I said, okay, today should be a free day. Today should be a free day. Listen, the guy who I like, right? right? They can call him abrasive or gruff or what have you, but he's dealing with sound right reasoning. Is Damon Dash. I just saw a video. I don't know if you saw it or you heard about it. Well, you say you don't do social networking anymore. Damon Dash, people had found out back in the day when stuff was big with Death Row and Rap-A-Lot Records, etc. So Jay Prince, Suge Knight, Irv Gotti, who's the other one? Forget. Two other guys was going to put $30 million. Oh, Damon Dash, of course, and Jay-Z was there. We're going to put $30 million each to start their own black distribution company. So all the rappers and some of them, they do a project. Then for whatever reason, the company decides not to promote it, not to market it. Now the artist ends up owing the record company because the company, for whatever reason, won't sell the album, won't push the album. And that will put some artists in debt, owing the record company. So he turns around and this is what they had planned to do. What happens? Jay-Z goes and tells the higher-ups what these guys were doing. Then that following week, all of them got rolled on. Jay Prince, Damon Dash, Suge Knight, etc. And so Irv Gotti, and they raided their offices, took their stuff, and to start saying that Irv Gotti's doing money laundering and all this stuff. And I said, wow. So when they asked Damon Dash about it, he said, well, I'm hearing this come out in the media, so I have to deal with that based upon, what's going on. He said, but me and him haven't had that one-on-one. However, if what's being said is true that he did that, he said, where I grew up, how I was raised, I can't fuck with you. He said, I can't fuck with this is how Damon Dash. He said, I know other people grew up differently, but if we boys together and then we're trying to do something to make it better for all the black artists, I said that would have been the greatest thing, regardless whether you were like gangster rap or not. The point of they were going to unify that, have their own black distribution, fuck the majors, and that would have been the greatest thing accomplished since Motown. And then Jay-Z goes and tells the higher-ups in the music business, they flex on everybody. That's how all of them ran into trouble. And then here you see Jay-Z standing clean. And so when that came out, this was just yesterday or the day before I saw the video, and I saw they interviewed Jay Prince, and these guys are still confirming it. One guy said he got the audio tapes of the conversation. So they was going to put the money up and do this. So Damon Dash to me is sound right reasoning in that I'm not concerned with thousands of people saying anything about me. What I'm looking at is the people who I helped that's talking. That's who I'm concerned about.
Hey man, that's bad character. That's bad. That's terrible character. So
I'm saving people's lives out here, contrary to what Taj and them is doing.
Hey man, I tip my hat to you, Chief Nanya. Tip my hat to you, and I appreciate because of what you introduced. That I'm like, wow, that looks like something, and I followed it. I'm that much closer today. I'm that much closer. So I appreciate it, and I think for anyone who's paying, it's like people want to get into personalities, man. Hey, man. You'll say fuck me, I'll say fuck you, and okay, because our personalities clash, but where's the character?
Well, this was the point. This was the point. When that guy came from Toronto and he stank, people said, you didn't have to let him come in. I said, but if I would have told people that I dropped this guy off at the airport and told them, nope, you ain't coming here, people would have said something, could have, not that I cared, but the optics would have been like, well, how bad? Nobody could have been that bad. Impossible. Nobody. So I said, okay, I'm going to bite the bullet on this. Now I have the experience. So when I shared the experience with people, they were like, what? And so what has shocked me more than anything was when people said, how you going to put this guy's business out on Facebook? I said, First of all, he's black. Second of all, he wanted to come see me. I didn't expect him to be wearing his steel toe boots with sheetrock on, like he just came off a construction site. Then my mate offered him, hey, would you like to, clean up a little? No, I'm good. Okay. She offered him, you want some fruit or something? Nope. Didn't want anything. He didn't eat anything when he stayed here. So it was interesting how people got upset over what I did, knowing who I am. And I said, well, you all haven't even met this guy, and people are mad at me. I said, oh, so y'all are on the same wavelength with him. So he's grungy. Those people are grungy. And so when I had to turn around and say, look, between him and Shemsu and forget the other one down in the islands, take his information down. It was like all these people got my certificates. And so I said, no, I have to let the world know this. And then when Anacona's situation, people didn't. I said, people could have asked me. All those people that I mentioned, I helped them not only for general, but in their individual issues that they had. And said, okay, here's how we do this. I said, okay, when I explained who the guy was, this was a teaching moment. That moment when I said, this guy's black has no standing at law, people are getting mad. I said, what are you guys not getting? This is the contract. And he didn't even want any pictures taken. He didn't want no pictures taken with us. He wanted to learn spirituality. I'm like, dude, you coming here to see me, and you want to learn spirituality, and now you don't want to take no pictures, you don't want to have a record, you come from all the way. This is like traveling from New York to Idaho.
And dishonoring your host.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah, that's crazy.
Right,
yeah,
that's
crazy.
So it was funny to me. And so what it did do is it opened up, so I really got to see who's who based on how he came and the reaction people gave. I said, shoot, I'm training people. I said that was what was called shock testing. I didn't expect the people that I helped to comment. I was anticipating that, okay, we'll see, this is what happened. Oh, and I was expecting more comments on the realm of, how could this guy come out there, disrespect your place, da-da-da-da. And then it came to, no, the people that I helped was mad about it. And I'm like, but y'all were fighting these guys, right, in their individual issues, came to me for assistance. I assist them, show them how to do it, act as a third-party witness, then they act a fool. Then I end up finding out afterward when Shashank, because I know Shashank, me and him are further back in terms of knowing each other versus him and Anacoona. When she went and said, both of you all are clones, oh, she was saying you can't speak your mind. I said, that isn't what I said. I said this guy is black and y'all are going to bat for this guy? You didn't learn a damn thing.
I don't know anything about what went on with that guy except you posted something saying that he smelled bad.
Yeah, that was it. That's it.
So and I'm just telling you, because none of that shit meant anything to me. None of it. And when you hey, everybody unfriend Annika, I'm like, hey man, fuck it. I have an attachment to Anacoona. I'm not unfriending her. And then I don't know what happened first, Anacoona or Link.
No. What happened first? I'll tell you what happened. What happened first was Shashank. Then Anacoona jumped in and said I was a clone. And I said, really? So that's when I told everybody, unfriend her. She was first. And then I said, unfriend Shashank as well. So he told me, fuck you, which is like whatever, water off my back. But he knows me. And then I said, well, the only person who would turn around and not unfriend her is somebody who gave her money. And they feel that that contract is of more importance than what they got from me. So Shashank was second, Anaconda was first. They were in tandem, but Anaconda said nope. Soon, and then she called him a clone too. So I was like, okay, if you calling Shashank a clone and you won't, you're going to bat defending Shashank. I said nope, that's it. You're cut off. And then she called him a clone and myself a clone. So I said, here what? I'm gonna friend her, unfriend him, and then Link jumped into the mix. And then Link was turning around. He better watch his ass for what he said because the military is going to be looking for his ass for that statement he made on Facebook. He ain't too bright. You know what I'm talking. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
So I'm, and you know, I don't like. I had love for Link, so I don't really discuss him. You know, that situation that Bob put on Facebook. With me and Link, and that's funny because she wasn't there. But I had love for him, man. And so whatever he's doing today, man, I don't communicate. Matter of fact, I was in that little group they were in, but I didn't say anything until the end. And I said, read, reread, and read again the statutory declaration.
Yes.
I said that's what I wrote, and then they said, "Who's this white power dude? He doesn't even have a Facebook account because I don't use my appellation publicly anymore." So a while ago I changed it back. And they're like, so they don't know who I am, but anyway, long story short, I'm like, hey man, I didn't say white power, but that's cool. And if you got, and I don't have Facebook for personal reasons. You know, I logged off. I said, but if anyone has a problem with me in this group, let me know and I'll bounce. And Link came on and wrote bounce. I said, good luck.
Wow.
I said, good luck.
Wow.
See, people lie on me, but when I speak the truth, they mad at me. And all I said, all that bashing, yeah, you know, some of it was, to me, it was humorous, but I just wanted to see where they were. And I knew, and I kept, you know, I would say something to Anaconda, like, hey, Anaconda, man, you mixing certain things that shouldn't be mixed. Be careful with your conversations in that group. But, I didn't know what was going on, just, I don't let other people tell me what to do. So, you know, hey man, would you do this because of this? Well, I'm not a judge, and I don't have both sides, so hey, I don't want to judge that. Y'all hammer that out on your own. But now that you mention it, because I never really got the story, or I wasn't even interested in the story, man. I got my own life I'm dealing with, man. All that shit's corny, man. These are adults, and they ain't got nothing else better to do.
Supposed to be adults.
Exactly. So
because I just put the picture. I only put the picture up for people to know what happened, and then the people, again, it ain't strangers that was upset. It was people that I trained, people that I talked to, people I spent hours on the phone with.
Y'all had a contract.
This is people who had stuff was going rough. I was doing rituals for some people, like Anna Koona. I was doing healing fires for her. I spoke with Child Protective Services in the Netherlands to help her to get her sons back. Then she turns around and they're how they do the political thing and all that stuff. And then she goes and says, well, you'll have to kill me. If I can't see my boys, you'll have to kill me. I'm like, why the hell did you say that?
She's a mother and she was emotional, man.
No. This ain't about mother and being emotional. Fuck that.
Exactly.
This ain't about that. Because if that was the case, she would have had explained why she put her sons on a plane from the Dominican Republic
listen,
the Netherlands.
Really, I didn't even call you to talk about that business. If you want to talk about it, I'll do that.
No, I'm just mentioning that in discussion. This ain't about getting into her stuff. This is about pointing out, giving you an example of this is what I've done for people.
What I'm saying is I'm unconcerned with it. Like, hey,
I accept that for value and consideration.
When I met you, I had a problem with workers' comp. I had 12 years with the federal government.
Yep.
And so my life was in shambles when I met you. Or when I met you via social media, started attending the ISP. You know, so I'm still pulling myself up from that, man. I'm really the personal issues, I don't deal with those with people.
Accepted for value
You know?
and consideration.
Not my concern unless I see some piss poor character. Now I leave you alone if I see piss poor character.
Accepted for
But,
value and
you know,
consideration.
Well, okay. That's cool. So, but really, I called you to thank you, man, and just say, well, now, I don't have to say nothing good or bad about you. But when you're not around and people, like, well, in the chat group, I ain't say shit. I just, hey, this is a little, a comic relief here. But whenever I spoke with people, hey, man, you ask any of them, which you probably won't. You don't know who they are, and I'm not divulging that information.
I accept that for value and consideration with full reservation of my indigenous rights eternal.
I always said the best thing, even when certain things was unclear to me. I still, hey man, something, I hear what y'all saying, I see what it look like, man, but something's just, I can't throw the baby out with bathwater. I'm here today behind some knowledge that he put me onto. And it's proven to be solid. Like it's proven. Yeah, or how you say it in the ISP, it's been evidenced. The statutory declaration, from my perspective, or from my feelings, has been evidence that it works. So I just call it, hey, thanks, man, that's it. Why did I just wait? Because I felt it now. I felt the need to, hey, Chief Nanya, man, thanks.
Much appreciated. Accepted for value and consideration with full reservation of my indigenous rights eternally. Much appreciated.
I'm not clear on all that you mean in that, but I assume the best anyway. So I've never had.
Is not a good word to use. I don't use. I told you about. You know that. I mean, what assume
I will
is.
presume.
Nope.
I will
Assumption and presumption. Those are modifications. Those are words used in law. Law operates on assumption and presumption. So it's. I said I accept.
My arms are too short to box with God.
No, we're not boxing.
My point.
You called and said you wanted to say thank you. This is your way of saying thank you to me for what I've assisted you with, what you have in your hands, which you're starting to get the codes unlocked. Like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm holding. That yes, I get that much, and I'm saying much appreciated.
Almost 2 years later, that's like in their terms an associate's degree. Almost 2 years later.
Better late than never. Got people who have what you have, and I keep telling people, go back, read it. I said, have your Black's Law right next to you. Read that. You see a word there? I don't know what that. Well, okay, I see it in context here. Let me get the definition and see what it means in the context of this document. I've been telling people, all they got to do is read. That's it.
Hey, man, people don't know how to read. I was one of them. And I'm learning now how to read. That's why I'm getting it now.
So when you read, you have your Black's Law Dictionary next to you when you're reading your declaration, correct?
I have a couple of things with me when I read it. Because I always have to bounce the word because these people are experts with words. They're experts with them. So, yeah, I have a couple of sources that I use to come to the determination that, okay, I grasp with that sentence. And I try to state a sentence 3 or 4 different ways.
Okay.
Just to see what it could potentially mean. And then I put it together.
Accepted.
We don't know how to help them read. That way they'll be doing it for themselves because most of them are just like yes men and cheerleaders, man.
I
It's hideous.
I ain't got time for all that, Osceola.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
seek the living amongst the dead. That's it. Deities only, mortals not allowed. Ain't got time for that. They've had the last 50 years to get their shit together.
We just don't know how to read, and I thought I was smart until last year when I figured out I really didn't know how to read.
And so this is why I said the Black's Law is the decipher. That is the foundation of the word reference. People have a word reference from Webster's or Oxford Dictionary. That's modern English, some old English in there. But the big thing is the Black's Law Dictionary. And if they're looking at a word and they want to take it piecemeal, then go to the etymology of the word and then look at if the word is in Black's Law Dictionary, because black is not in Black's Law Dictionary. You know, there's quite a few words in the English language which are not in the Black's Law Dictionary. For example, discrimination. It doesn't come in, I think, until maybe the 6th or 7th edition of Black's Law Dictionary. So discrimination is a 20th century creation. That word is not even in the Black's Law Dictionary in the 1st edition. So when you do it that way, and then go back and read the sentence, you're like, okay, I'm reading the sentence in the context of Black's Law Dictionary, and this is a legal document. This isn't like you're writing an essay or a poem.
Right. I'm clear.
You know, that's what I've been conveying. That's what I've been conveying to people, to get out of the mindset of, oh, this is Webster's. Like, no, this is commerce. This is a commercial contract. Even though you're just, taking something out from the library, or you're just, signing off for something at Costco, that's a commercial contract.
Yeah, anyway, I'm not going to discuss that, but the people got to be careful about what you sign, what you fill out to get a job, or what you fill out to get credit. A lot of that stuff will bring you right back to square one, and then you'll be saying, "Oh, this shit don't work."
Accept it for value.
Nah, it works. It works. So, yeah, man. Hey, man. Again, most places I go, my personality clashes, and that's just sorry, not sorry. My goal is not to offend people, and if I see I'm doing something to offend someone, okay, let me stop doing that. Because if I can't do you well, at minimum, I don't want to do you harm.
Truth will offend everybody. Truth will offend everybody. Anybody, or let me clarify that. Truth
that are against the truth.
Truth is gonna offend those that don't like the truth. And if you have a majority of people in your circle or in your social settings that don't like the truth, there's nothing you're gonna be able to do to not harm them, because you're like, hey, y'all need to get out of this fog, and they're like, man, why are you gonna talk about that, man? Let's party here. And you're like, look, man, this is not something to be taken lightly, and this is the message again that has to be conveyed to people. You got the world at war with people of melanin, and people of melanin trying to act like that ain't happening. I said, okay.
Hey, Chief Nanya, I just left New York. I was there 3 months. Actually, I left and my mom's is stage 4 lung cancer. I'm, trying to do my thing between that's towards the end is where all that stuff with you and these people jumped off. But I'm there, the primary provider for my mother. And I can't talk to my family about this. I can't talk to them about a lot of things, because I know where it's going to go, and I'm here for my mother, not to be in contention. I've been in contention with my family for a long time. So I just trying to be bright enough that, hey, man, like, my sister's a first responder, and I think she got cancer too, but in the 3 months I was in New York, the doctors called it 6 different things. But I kept saying, like, I hear a cough, and I'm like, hey, man, that shit don't sound like pneumonia cough, man. my aunt is 60-something-year-old, just had an aneurysm, taking care of my 96-year-old grandmother. So I was going to 3 different houses when I was in New York. I ain't had no time for no bullshit, man. I didn't have time for it. And I just really like, hey, man, I'm just trying to get my life together. Trying to, hey, man, y'all system is y'all system. Chief Nanya wants to crash the Matrix. I'm like, hey, man, I don't want to live comfortable in it. I just, don't bother me, I won't bother. At this point, don't bother me, I won't bother you. That's where I am. So all of the personality conflicts, man, I ain't got time for that. A lot going on in my life. So when you told me to unfriend 2 people that, like, are in my heart, no disrespect, Chief Nanya. Yo, do what you got to do. And you did what you had to do. And some people that used to call me, people call me, no problem. Hey, I say this. And I say it publicly and privately. But, and then I'm wondering, like, hey, man, why do we still have common friends? Why didn't he delete these people that's still friends with me? So I'm like, you know what? That's none of my business. I'm not even getting into that. If they, people were calling me and they were happy to be dialing my phone number, and all of a sudden Nanya said, hey, stand at attention, and they snapped. All right, that's fine, man. I ain't no teacher, man. Chief Nanya is a teacher. And anybody asked me about that SF-181, I was like, hey, man, go give them size. God, wow. Give them size address, man. Get on there and pass that little quiz so you can get your SF-181 and stuff done. So,
great.
Whatever y'all thinking and not y'all, I don't know what goes on in your household, the conversations, man. I don't know where the animosity from Star came from. I'm nobody's yes man or clone or nobody. So nobody's gonna tell me what to do. That's just who I am.
So if somebody called you a clone on Facebook, would you still remain friends with them?
I needed to know the context, and that part I knew about the clone, but I didn't know the context. So no, I'm not making no snap decisions. That's not intelligent.
I accept that for value and consideration with full reservation of my indigenous rights eternally.
And I get you, because I like you. We a lot alike, so I get you.
We're not a lot alike.
Okay?
We're not.
Well, then that's fine. How you say I accept that for value and consideration and the rest of it. We're a lot alike, more so than you think.
No, we're not, because first of all, we come out into the public, into this electronic, artificial mechanical uterus, and we state who we are. You have an indigenous appellation, and you said you won't use it publicly. You're using the debtor name.
I don't.
So therefore,
and I learned this from Chief Nanya Shaabu Eil, excuse me. Don't mix public and private. I learned that from Chief Nanya. Who are you?
I don't know about not mixing public and private. I said what you do privately, you have to let the public know what is in privately, because private contracts take priority. Hold on, private contracts take priority over public policy.
That's a sound statement. That's a sound statement.
So when you did your statutory declaration, you're saying what's on paper. I use that for commerce, but that is not me. Because the back of the Social Security card says it's property of who? Social Security Administration.
The name, as of my statutory declaration, anyone else is going to hear this down the road, the name and the number vest in me.
Yes.
So I can use the name to my benefit, but I'm not mixing until I totally get what that statement means. I'm going to obey it how I comprehend it. And I don't mix public and private. I did it once. I messed up. I had to redo something. So that's all that is. Chief Nanya taught me something. I figured I'd comprehended what he meant, and I'm following that how I comprehended it.
Accepted for value and consideration.
You taught us a lot, man. I don't know why people come to, I don't know. But you taught us a lot. And I'm just now kind of getting some of it.
Well, the thing is, remember, you saw the movie Get Out, right?
I think so.
Yeah, the Get Out, where the black guy was going to be hypnotized. I think you saw it. So I take that you did. I take that you didn't see it then.
No, that's the sunken place.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That movie. That's the movie. So you saw it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's when I realized, okay, why is it people they come this way or it seems like they drift? I said, oh, because their brain has been wired due to environment, hypnotism, magic against them, advertising, publishing, as well as frequencies being shot at people through their television sets, computers, and electronic devices. If they don't have any, things like shungite, orgone, energy, or something to block those EMF signals. I said, okay, now it makes perfect sense. This is why. So as soon as you start, you got to be repetitive. You got to keep repeating. If the individual's not getting it, you got to keep repeating that. And if they try to go into something else, you're like, well, black has no standing at law, man. But that's wrong. They shouldn't be doing that to black people. Black has no standing at law. But that still ain't right. Black has no standing at law. But that's wrong. Black has no standing at law. But we people, black has no standing at law. And then maybe after the 15th or 20th time, oh, black has no standing at law. So that's what I've been telling you.
I didn't fully comprehend and probably still don't what standing at law is. And so I just shudder to think.
Would you like to know?
I mean, if you'd like to.
I asked you first. I asked the question first. Would you like to know?
I'm disinterested.
Okay, I'll as you wish.
Accepted for value.
So
not accepted for value. Wow.
So much appreciated. Nice. Thank you for the gratitude and beautiful. All right.
I hope it was received well because I sent it the best I could.
Hey, that's why I called you back.
Much appreciated.
Much appreciated. Happy Gadur. White power. Hotep. Yeah, that was Osceola.